Today we are trying out the Fischer Nightstick 97, and we got about 4 inches of snow and 7 at the top. Pretty good day, ice crust. Welcome to Hallway Ski Reviews. I'm Nathan, and today we're going to do a review on the Nightstick 97 from Fischer. This is a fun one. This is actually the first Fischer ski that I've gotten to review, which is fun for me because, you know, it's always fun getting on another brand. This guy, I skied this in I think it's a 177. Yeah, it's a 177. And it has probably the most interesting thing, or the most personality defining thing of this ski is its mount point and its flex and its sharpness of edges. Mount point is 3.5 back from center, so a pretty forward mount point in the scheme of things. Weight is somewhere around 1900 grams, so medium weight-ish. And the flex is medium to firm, a little softer, obviously, in the tips. And then the camber is a pretty interesting story because, so rocker starts right about there. Not a ton of length or splay for a 97. You know, maybe average to low on the average, but like not a small amount. Tail splay is very similar. It's got to be, you know, slightly less splay, similar length. And then camber is the really interesting story because it has a ton of camber. I mean, it's just a massive amount of camber. It's not extremely strong, but it does have a fair bit of pushback. So the ski does tend to be pretty lively and not necessarily poppy, but like energetic. And it is pretty fun. The on the stiffer side of medium flex with the poppiness of the camber and the flex, it makes the ski fun, energetic. It kind of has a personality that you want to jump all kinds of things. I can't say that I necessarily felt the need to, like, butters and that kind of thing, like on the stiffer side of medium, it's not going to be the easiest to do that. You can, but a softer ski is obviously going to be easier to butter and do things like that. This ski, I've had this out on snow a few times now. Spring slush, firm ice, and just recently we had, I don't know, 5 inches of snow. It was like 3 at the bottom, 7 at the top of the mountain, something like that. And, you know, at the beginning of the day, I was kind of like, oh man, I should be skiing another ski. Like, there's enough snow that I would rather be on another ski. All that said, in that thought process, I actually had a ton of fun on this ski in soft snow. It does pretty well in firmer conditions. The sharp edges, the slightly stiffer flex pattern, the ski actually carves pretty darn well. It is a more centered mount point, so you can't drive the tips overly hard. You can drive them a bit. You do have a lot of tail in the back, so depending on your snow conditions, I've noticed that it kind of feels a little catchy in the tail, like it'll kind of get caught and stick into the snow. So you do kind of have to ski it very centered and then, you know, get on the tips when you know that's going to happen. And this ski became fairly intuitive to me the more I skied it. And it, you know, the first day out on it, I was kind of perturbed by like the catchy tails and like not really knowing when it's going to happen. And, you know, like after a couple days skiing on it, I actually started to really enjoy the shape, flex, you know, all of the characteristics of this ski, and it really makes for a very nice ski for somebody who wants, and here's where, for somebody who wants a, on the stiffer side of medium flex, twin tip with a fairly centered mount point, and that mount point does necessitate you ski it more centered and drive it less than you would a more traditional mount point. But the flex also helps you on landings and in rough snow. You know, that forward mount point, it's going to get kind of knocked around a little more in rough, you know, torn up snow. So having that stiffer flex kind of helps push through some of that. And for a more centered mount point, it makes a very nice all mountain ski. So who would I put this on? For the person who likes a more centered mounted ski, likes to leave the ground often, wants fairly, I don't know, medium swing weight with a stiffer than average flex pattern for this style ski and sharp, strong edges. Somebody who appreciates carving when you know, on piste, and can handle the sharp edges off piste. And you know, like it's not a handful. It's not like, you know, it's not like skiing an Enforcer or a Mantra or something like that. Like it's not even on that same level of need to, you know, drive the ski and be on top of it all the time. You know, you can ski this somewhat relaxed. So, you know, I ended up having a lot of fun on this thing, and you know, I don't typically go towards, you know, more center mount points. I tend to want something, you know, back in like the 6 to 8 range is where I tend to be the happiest. Just because I can get forward on it, I can drive it, and even if the ski's a little lighter, I can, you know, use that forward pressure to kind of keep the ski locked in and down on edge, and you know, you can drive the ski through a lot of things, you know, even if it's not super heavy. So all that said, this is a great ski. If you're looking for a more centered mount point and, you know, want a slightly stiffer ski than a lot of park skis and like carving as well, but want something that you can ski all over the mountain, you know, park, off-piste, powder days, like, you know, I had 0 issues with this in 7 inches of snow, and I was kind of blown away because I was a little sad when I first got up there and realized how much snow there was, and then as soon as I started skiing and kind of got the feel for the mount point again, I was having a blast. And you know, like jumping off little pillows and like hitting bumps and launching from one bump to the next, and you know, this thing is awesome for that, and you know, I had a total blast on it. So, you know, for that particular person, this is going to be an amazing ski. Yeah, anyways, that's the review, and I hope you guys liked it. It was fun for me to do, so I'll see you guys on the next one. Like and subscribe below, and see you later.